Get a £5 free bet every week with Offer Club from William Hill. Simply stake a total of £20 or more across the week on pre-match football accumulators with 4 or more selections, and you'll get a £5 free bet on the Friday. Join William Hill Offer Club on mobile or online now.
IFL TV in association with Macklin's Gym My Bar. I'm in the Peacock Gym today in Canning Town. With me I've got the body snatcher Dillian Whyte. Just finished his training session with trainer Mark Tibbs. Firstly, how are you, Dillian, mate?
I'm good. Look, smiling as always.
Always
Beautiful as always. The $1 million smile.
Good. What's been going on since we've last caught up? Is there any news regarding your next opponent?
There's no news. Listen, you know what I mean? I'm meant to be fighting on the 8th of October in Glasgow, but at the minute I'm not sure because nothing is not signed and sealed yet. So, you know what I mean? Just waiting for Eddie to sort it out, really, that's all. So he's been dragging his feet a bit, but I guess he's been attached to Brook's bollocks the last week or so.
We'll come on to Brook Golovkin. Obviously, I've done an interview with Ian Lewison the other day. We've seen some sort of banter between you and him on Twitter after that. Is that a viable fight for you? Do you think that will happen?
That's a fight I want that fight because lately I've been fighting guys that's come to survive, you know what I mean? You know, our guys who just come to lost the rounds, try and survive, try and tuck up and trying to think, oh, they try and go the distance or whatever. But Ian will try and come and swing because he haven't got any choice. He ain't got no choice apart from trying to come out and try and fight, you know what I mean? Obviously, you know, he needs the money, you know, so.
Now we've been a bit reluctant to talk about this fight on IFL TV unless it's going to happen because you're both from Brixton, you live in close proximity, you'll know a lot of people within the community itself. Yeah. So you believe this fight will happen now?
Yeah, he wants to fight, and I definitely want to fight. I'm the one that said if he's got a problem, we can fight. So I'm 100. I want to fight 100%. He keeps talking rubbish about he's signed. Nothing ain't signed. You know what I mean? I'm still waiting for Eddie to sort everything out. You know what I mean? Like I said, at the minute everything's up in the air. Obviously the fight date, possible opponents, but nothing ain't confirmed yet. So I'm just training and trying to stay well and keep myself in good shape in case the fight come off. But yeah, like I said, we're both from Brixton, but that's how it goes. There's no friends in the heavyweight division. There's no friends. You know what I mean? If I had a brother that was in the heavyweight division, I may have to fight him, you know what I mean? So there's no friends in this game. Boxing's a business and, you know what I mean? It's nothing personal. I just want to fight him. He gives it and he goes there like he's a bad man, he's a hard man, but he's not. He's a little tramp, you know what I mean? How long has he been in boxing? He's been in boxing years before I came into boxing, and I come into boxing and way surpassed him. But obviously, he won a belt the other day out in China, WBO belt. He's ranked number 15 in the WBO. So I want to beat that ass and take that rank. You know.
We've seen Derek Chisora putting out some videos regarding yourself. He's up for the fight. He wants the fight.
Derek's not up for the fight. Derek's just talking rubbish. Art said Eddie. Eddie even said in an interview the other day, people need to tweet Derek and ask if he wants to fight. Derek doesn't really want to fight. Derek, you know Derek is. Derek talk and he gives it and he goes on. He doesn't really want to fight. Derek knows. He doesn't really want to fight at all, you know what I mean? But obviously there's lots of money in a fight with me and him. Lots of money in a fight with me and him. So he will take it, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's Derek at the stage of his career now where it's all about money for him. So who is he gonna fight? Who is he gonna fight make any money? No one. He's gonna fight another bum like he fought the other weekend. You know, no, last weekend, you know what I mean? He needs to fight me. And the public wants to see it, and I want to see it. So he just needs to sort himself out, be realistic about how much money he's expecting to get paid. Because the one for Derek is very deluded, you know what I mean? He thinks that he's still going to be a real champion, or he thinks that he's a real beater and stuff like that. That's why he didn't fight Joshua. He won a 50-50 split. The guy is nuts. You know, he needs to realize that he's a decent level gatekeeper now. You know, and that's all it is. I know he will train hard, he will motivate himself to fight me because obviously, you know what I mean, we're both from London and he thinks he's a little bit of a bad boy and a street boy, so, you know what I mean, let's get it on. I'm here, Derek. Sign the contract, big boy. Sign the contract.
So, as far as you're concerned, it will be Lewison. If you come through that, it'll be Chisora in December.
What do you mean, if I come through that?
Just asking the questions.
No, that's it, man. I finished the interview now, man, but if I come through that. No, that's it. That's the interview's done, man. That's it. Interview's done. Interview's done.
Don't even palm me like that.
No. I'm joking. No. Listen.
I want to talk a little bit about... So what you say, Joe? Go on.
No, listen. At the end of the day, it's heavyweight. And you know your heavyweight division, one punch makes a lot of difference. But listen, I'm going to knock you and Lewison out. He's dangerous for like 2 or 3 rounds, but that's about it. That's him. They should call him Ian 2-3 stroke Lewison. That's what they should call him. his boxing's like his sex life. 2 free stroke and he's done.
We've got obviously the weekend just gone, massive occasion, the big drama show, Golovkin, Brook. Golovkin stopping Dominic Ingle throwing in the towel in the 5th round. What did you make of that decision for the fight to be stopped at that point?
I honestly believe the fight was stopped a bit early. Kell was in the fight. Kell was boxing well. I had Kell winning like 3 of the first 4 rounds. You know what I mean? He was boxing well. He was sharp. Obviously, there's a massive power difference there, but Kell had speed. And listen, at the end of this, Kell's a world champion. He's an undefeated fighter in 36 fight. You know what I mean? And he's pound for pound the best at his weight in the UK. And he's beating some good fighters. So, and they already knew going up and stepping Golovkin, he would be in trouble at some point of the fight. He might get hurt. So I thought that Dominic could have given him a more of a chance to stay in there a bit longer. I know obviously he's protecting his fight. Obviously, man, Kell is very close. So obviously, he will protect him. But I thought the fight would stop a little bit early. And I would like to see Kell get through that round and come out again and see what happens. See if he, you know what I mean, he could recover. That's boxing. How much time you see fighters get knocked down or been hurt? Or look at Lebedev. Lebedev fought till his eye was falling out of the socket against Camilla Jones. So you know what I mean. But that's the hunger and desire I expected him to show. But that's all he did. But he done really well. Like I said, he was in the fight and he was winning the early rounds. And I thought that he could have come back and still done better than he did. But I just guess Dominic just panicked a bit and thought, okay, he's hurt. He knows his fighter. You know what I mean. He knows Kell. I don't know him. He's been in the gym with Kell for years, so he knows when Kell's hurt and how much Kell can take. So I guess he made the right decision for him. But I just wanted to see a bit more because Kell was doing really good. I was really impressed with his boxing skills and his speed, to be honest. You know what I mean? And for him to show that much courage and to be calm and such a big event against one of the most dangerous fighters in the world, I got respect for him. But you know what I mean? I wanted to see more. That's all.
Kell's boxing skill and style was no doubtably showed very well on Saturday, but do you think the fact that he couldn't hurt Golovkin and didn't have that power at middleweight to sort of keep him off, do you think that was a big factor in the fight?
People say that here, but I think what people remember is the speed. Muhammad Ali wasn't the biggest puncher. Floyd Mayweather isn't the biggest puncher, but a lot of speed and boxing ability is what's got them guys through, and they stopped lots of people. I believe if Kell could still keep the discipline under focus and got through that little bad patch that he had, who knows, you could have probably hurt him or even stopped him later in the fight. Because when somebody's hitting you quick, look at Pernell Whitaker. Sweet Pea wasn't a massive puncher, but he knocked out a lot of people because his work rate and his accuracy. Roy Jones isn't a big puncher, but he knocked out lots of people because of his speed and his accuracy.
Against the normal middleweight, Kell would have probably, as I said, took over the fight and took control. But when you're fighting someone of GGG's nature who's such a beast,
I know,
and you're hurt, 7 rounds left.
That's one of the things that I said, yeah. The problem Kell would always have is keeping Golovkin off for 12 rounds, because when you box someone that's that strong, you have to concentrate every minute, every second, every round, and to do that for 12 rounds, that's hard, man. You know what I mean? That's hard, but you know what I mean? That's very hard, but you know what I mean? He done alright, but I just think they should have let him tough it out a little bit more. That's all I think. You know what I mean? Because let's forget, Kell's not somebody who's lost before. He's not somebody who's been beaten up. He's stopped most of his fights by knockout, and he's an undefeated world champion. You know what I mean? To other middleweights who look at guys at his weight will think, okay, if he's hit him hard and keep the pressure on him, then he you know what I mean, he might fold. You know what I mean? I just thought that I expected a little bit more, but that could have been me because of the kind of person I am. You know what I mean? I'll fight with injuries till the end, as you've seen me do before. I fought with a broken shoulder. You know what I mean? My coach wanted to pull me out, and I said to him, if you ever pull me out, I'm gonna go nuts. And you know what I mean? And he goes, all right, I'll give you one more round. And then I did all right in that round after he made it carry on. I eventually got stopped in the end, but so what? You know what I mean? I'm a warrior. I could have easily. There's the fight before me. The guy sat in his stool and quit. I think he pulled something in his neck. But you know what I mean? That's I believe as a fighter you should show a lot of ambition. And Kell was showing a lot. Kell did show a lot of ambition and drive. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking nothing away from him. I just thought Dom was a bit hasty with the towel.
Who would you like to see Kell Brook in with? The Amir Khan fight, a lot of the fans have been saying, speculating that could be a fantastic move for both fighters. What do you feel about that? That'd
be a good fight, but I think Kell shouldn't go into an Amir Khan fight straight away after losing to Golovkin like that, because his confidence will be in a down at the minute. I think what Kell needs to do is fight somebody, I think he should stay at the weight. I'll just go down a little bit more. I don't think, you know what I mean? He's alright at the weight. He just fought someone who's really strong at the weight. You know what I mean? He's actually alright. And the thing is, he'll have more speed and more boxing ability than a lot of the guys at the weight. So, I think he should fight someone and then fight Khan, and Khan should fight someone decent and then fight Kel. I don't think they should fight now because Khan's coming up a loss, Kel's coming up a loss, and they're both bad losses, you know what I mean? Well, Amir Khan one was worse, but you know what I mean? If they fight someone and then I'll have a mega dust up.
Now the question everybody wants to know, do you like Land of the Giants or Night of the Giants? What do you prefer?
I don't care. I don't care. Seriously. You know what I mean? I don't care. If it was main event, then I'd be like, okay. But I don't care. I'm not main event. I'm not getting the lion's share of the pie, so I don't care. You know what I mean? Unless I'm getting the lion's share of the pie, then.
Are you excited to be on an event where there could be sort of 5 of your domestic rivals on the same card where everyone can showcase their talent?
That'd be the biggest card in British boxing history, I think. When have there ever been 4 of the top 5 heavyweights in the country on any show ever in the history of British heavyweight boxing? You know, and plus there'll be Parker as well. It'll be massive, and then that would automatically those fights will end up being eliminators. To be honest, the winner that will end up fighting each other are move themselves in good position to set up future fights with the champions. You know, I think it's a great idea, to be honest, but. The problem with them big events and that is money, because everybody believes they're a big draw and everybody wants a big piece of the pie, and then if the show falls apart, because some people will be bigger draw than other people. Like me and Derek could be probably the biggest draw on the show, and I'm not even saying that. You know what I mean? I'm not even saying that. It's just facts. I'm not being ignorant or being arrogant. I mean, it's just facts, because Derek could probably say something to tee me off, and me and him would probably end up going nuts at each other or something, you know what I mean? And that's what people want to see is rivalry and you know, fire and that, you know. Obviously the other guys Price is gonna say, oh yeah, I'm fighting Joseph Parker, good luck. And then the other fella is just gonna say, oh, stay hungry and stay humble. And then what else? That's gonna be the whole press conference. Derek's probably just gonna talk some rubbish, then obviously I'm probably gonna have to I might have to bottle him or something. You know, I might have to buy a little plastic, you know, those carnival bottles, those little, what they call fun fair bottles, and bottle him with one of them. I don't want to hurt him before the fight, you know. And then he'll go, I'm going to shoot you. Derek's a clown, isn't it? You gotta like Derek. Now, listen, you have to like Derek. Listen, he's done a lot for British boxing, and he's created a lot of excitement.
He's a character, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a character, and that's what you need. That's what you need. That's what our sport needs, is characters, and you know, he's a perfect you know, he's a perfect character. You know what I mean?
Last but not least, I want to talk about the unified heavyweight champion Tyson Fury. We've got his press conference today with Vladimir Klitschko. Everything's set for the rematch. How do you see that fight playing out?
I hope Tyson Fury win again. It's better for boxing if he wins. You know what I mean? I don't really care, to be honest. I don't really care. But I just hope he wins, because it's better for boxing. You know what I mean? It's more exciting. It's bigger fights. He talks a lot of smack. You know what I mean? And he's always in the press. And that's what you need. Somebody, you know what I mean? Listen, Vlad's a great champion. I just think he's had his time now. He just needs to chill and let some of the new guys take over and do their thing. You know what I mean? He's made millions and millions of pounds, and he's made history, and he's in the Hall of Fame now, I think, I will be soon. And just leave it out to us up-and-coming guys, you know what I mean, who, you know.
Well, listen, on that note, I look forward to seeing some imminent news regarding your next fight. I've got to go, because I've got to fly down now to the Fury Vladimir Klitschko.
What, you're powering me off for them?
I'm powering you off. And hopefully we see some big news regarding Night or Land of the Giants. Hopefully
Ian ditch the donut addiction and get in the ring and fight, you know what I mean? He keeps saying, yeah, he's gonna knock me out, he's training on Sunday and all that sort of stuff. Bro, you should be training anyway, you're a professional fighter, not just being a fat, wide load, you know what I mean? His ass is bigger than his missus' ass, and I've seen both of them together, because they live in the arches under the gym.
On that note, I'll catch you again real soon.
All right, bro.
Thank you, Dylan.
Bless.
£5 free bet every week with Offer Club from William Hill. Simply stake a total of £20 or more across the week on pre-match football accumulators with 4 or more selections, and you'll get a £5 free bet on the Friday. Join William Hill Offer Club on mobile or online now.